Hello, Hedgehog class. I'm going to read you a story about a very creative little boy. The story is called Frank and Stan by M.P. Robertson. Franklin P. Shelley often asked his mother if he could have a brother or sister, but she said, "We'll see." But Frank knew what to do. If his mother wouldn't make him a brother, then he would build his own. He would call him Stan. Plans needed to be made. Parts needed to be found. Slowly but surely, nut by bolt, sprocket by socket, Stan was coming together. At last, all that was left to do was charge Stan's battery and switch him on. The light in his chest began to glow. Then his eyes slowly creaked open. Stan was alive. At first, Stan was a little unsteady on his feet. There were a few slip-ups and a nut or two that needed tightening. For a baby brother, Stan was quite unusual. Frank's mum and dad thought that Stan was very different. But soon Stan was fitting in just fine. Frank and Stan did everything together. They built amazing things and made a really big noise. Then one day, Frank's mum gave him a little surprise. Her name was Mary. At first, she was a bit boring and smelly. But soon she was crawling, walking and climbing. Stan? But by the time she was 2, Mary still hadn't said a single word. As his sister got bigger, Frank started spending more and more time with her and less time with Stan. Stan felt left out. One snowy evening, he decided to leave. He stumbled through the deep, dark woods. He slipped across the frozen lake and clambered up the steep, snowy mountain. As Stan climbed, his clanking limbs felt heavier and heavier, and when he reached the top, he slumped down in the freezing snow. He just couldn't go any further. The light in his eyes faded, and the glow in his chest flickered out. In the morning, Mum missed Stan, Dad missed Stan, and Mary really missed Stan. Frank knew he must find his brother quickly before the snow melted. He followed Stan's tracks into the deep, dark woods and up the steep, snowy mountain across the frozen lake. Snow began to fall. Frank couldn't see Stan anywhere, but just as he was about to give up, he saw something glinting in the moonlight. He shovelled away the snow, and there, like cold and still, was Stan. Luckily, Frank had a plan. In his rucksack, he had a spare battery. Stan's eyes slowly creaked open and Frank gave him a big missed you hug. As Stan stood up, his rusty joints creaked and groaned, but Frank had come prepared. It was a lot quicker going back down the mountain. When Mary saw Stan, a big smile spread across her little face, and then she said her very first word. Stan! Now Frank has a big brother and a little sister, and when they are together they make a great big beautiful noise. Hope you enjoyed that.